actions. Wait. Oh, crap. We messed up again. It's Tuesday.
You can tell someone's been on vacay, guys. You can tell.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. We were committed. We were gonna get you guys Rogue Actions yesterday morning, and then they delayed my flight. I got in at 1:30 a.m. and I just told Heinze, look, I can't wake up at Australia time to do this with you. I'm sleeping.
Yeah, no, he's gone, guys. You know, I'm a pretty big deal. I need my beauty sleep, so you're just gonna have to wait. That was the conversation that I got in my DMs. So you're just gonna have to run with it, I guess. Never mind. How are you, Cubs? How was your trip?
Oh, it was amazing. We went on a cruise to the Caribbean, which we've always wanted to do. We stole ourselves a little bit on this one because it's our 10th anniversary, and so we wanted
happy
to celebrate.
anniversary, man.
Yeah,
That's
you.
awesome.
Thank you. It's not officially our anniversary till May, but the cruises are cheaper in January. So
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
where we're going. So, all right, let's get into the show. We got a good show for you guys today. We're going to start with our mini moment as per usual, and here is the new hot thing. Black Chrysanthemum. Chewbacca's got to be looking at this guy like, well, what about the lovable walkie carpet?
I like that one. I saw that one. I thought, oh, that's a good take. It's Star Wars take on a classic meme. Straight up, it had to be done. Man, we need him in this game, brother. We talked about this. It's got to happen.
I said this on my Twitch stream last night. If CG doesn't give us this character, then it's proof to me that they don't like money, which seems very unlikely to me.
Yeah. Take my money now.
But then again, my predictions suck. I was here on Rogue Actions last week telling you there's no way that we're getting Knight and Versio, and well.
Yeah. You were. It was mentioned, actually, man. We talked about it on the Gridsy session on Friday, and even Grid came out and said, suck it, you were wrong.
I know. Well, it seems so random to me. I thought that interaction had nothing to do with it. I thought she was just referring to, he got his character. But yeah, I mean, I'm not mad about it. I'm happy to be wrong there. It seems so off the beaten path for them to release Iden Versio there. Yeah,
we have a problem though. She doesn't spin, Cubs. That's a problem. She doesn't spin.
I have had a very big problem with this. I've been trying to spin her for days now. So
CG, help our boy spin, will you? That'd be great.
One does not simply bring a character into this game and not spin them.
So guys, bring it in or Cubs will get angry. You don't want an angry Cubs, so make it happen.
All right, we got to talk about the Qui-Gon Jinn nerf. So I'm curious to get your take on this. I had a little bit of a conversation with people on Twitter about it, and so there are a couple perspectives on this, but my understanding of the situation, I was completely dark for a week, so I'm a little bit behind the times on these things. So correct me if any of these details are wrong, Heinze. But from what I observed and read and understand about the situation, Qui-Gon Jinn is now going to be useless against GLs completely.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So they've gone from there's a clause in his kit where GLs were kind of, more effective against Qui-Gon Jinn because they could kill other characters around him before killing him, which was a huge advantage if Qui-Gon was on defense, and made it a little more RNG if you're using Qui-Gon Jinn on offense against GLs. But people could feasibly take Qui-Gon Jinn against a few Galactic Legends, and it was a viable strategy, and people were equipping the Omicron with the exclusive purpose in mind to counter GLs with Qui-Gon Jinn on offense in Grand Arena. Now, what has been done is GLs, if they are present, are now completely obliterating his Omicron's use. None of those offensive bonuses are applying or anything like that. I've got that right?
Yeah, that's right. So long story short is they basically took out the damage to the Galactic Legend, and a lot of it was based around Anakin when he did his AoE. Jedi Anakin, he'd do his AoE and just wipe Galactic Legends one shot. Now, it was certainly a bug. It was mentioned very early on, and this is the problem. It wasn't something that just popped up. It was actually mentioned that there was an issue some time ago, and they were going to look into it. And they did look into it, and they said, no. We can't let this happen. That's basically where it's gotten to, and they made the adjustments. So it's a polarizing one. We talked about this a fair bit last weekend as well, Cubs, on Friday night last week, and it's really got a fair, a lot of people are divided in what they think about this, because we know that a lot of people loaded that Omicron on knowing that it would do that type of damage. Okay, especially later on. I personally never ever put the Qui-Gon one on, but those people said that they would put it on anyway post nerf, because it's still just a really, really good attacking character, and still
good.
Creates a great attacking team, but it just doesn't take out GLs anymore, which we know that they have their thing about taking on GLs.
Well,
let's be honest.
That's the thing that I'm a little bit intrigued by, because when they announced Omicrons to us in that road ahead, they specifically said that Omicrons would be shoring up old characters to, and they use the word sometimes, rival galactic legends. Sometimes. Correct. But so far, I guess that just means Starkiller.
Starkiller is... Yeah, Starkiller seems to be the main one that has certainly taken them out.
What other character with an Omicron that has been added can take out a GL?
Correct. Yeah, no, in Grand Arena anyway. In Grand Arena we're talking. If we're talking
Territory Wars,
Starkiller.
it looks like Boba Fett can probably do it too. So the new characters. But the thing is when they were pitching this to us, they're talking about old characters getting Omicrons, and in rare cases, those characters will be able to contend with GLs. And so there's not a single case of that yet. And the only case we had, which was Qui-Gon, we've clipped at the heels, and it's no longer effective. And so, is that a lie? Like, are you never going to have...
No, that's right. And it creates a real slippery slope going forward as well, doesn't it? I mean, this is the issue that I see. I mean, unless you have Starkiller, and I have Starkiller, and I have all 3 Omicrons on him, that's a huge investment. We know how hard these Omicrons are to attain. They are really, really difficult. They're quite difficult to get, or very expensive. Yeah. And that's the other thing as well. So they're really, really tricky to get. And Starkiller, I've got it loaded on. It takes out Lord Vader. I was doing it in the last GAC quite often. It does some serious work there. I am expecting Boba to do the same thing against certain GLs. We obviously don't know yet until the war kicks in, of course, which is 24 hours, 48 hours from now, until the attack run starts from recording this. So we really still not 100% sure that Boba's going to do the work. We expect he will. But we're still not 100% sure yet.
I think they've alluded to that. They made a comment about it. I forgot exactly where it was. But here's another issue I have with this too, Heinze. So first of all, I think there's a problem about, like, are we going to have Omicrons contend with GLs or not? Or is it just going to be new characters with Omicrons? And these old Omicrons are just going to be a bonus. Like, what is it? And then the second thing is, this is something that absolutely deserves a refund of an Omicron.
Oh, okay. All right. So this was a huge topic. This was a huge topic last Friday.
So we're a little bit behind. So I'm sharing my opinion on it a little bit
late. No, that's fine.
I've been gone, which is fine.
Good.
But
it's all good.
Here's my thinking on this. People were not equipping this Omicron just because they saw crazy damage numbers that were maybe not accurate, and they were equipping it specifically to counter GLs. And that was a viable reason to equip that Omicron. And we have a response from Doja Fett on this, where he says that we return resources for a character if we fundamentally change their identity. This change did not hit that bar. And so they're basically saying, sorry, SOL, we're not going to refund this. Look, I love you, Doja, but that is bullshit. This does fundamentally change. This does fundamentally change Qui-Gon. And I don't think those are Doja's words. He went and checked, and that's the canned wording I'm sure some suit gave him. So look, people need to have the option to choose. How many people out there, I want to know in the comments, how many of you guys put this Omicron on because you wanted to counter GLs, and now you can't do that? You should be able to put that Omicron somewhere else now if you want to.
Yeah. Yeah, we actually did a bit of research actually, Cubs. If you give me 1 sec, let me just check my list here. But we actually did an Omicron check. This was about the start of January. This is the start of January. We did a list of how many people had put the Omicrons on. So 57,000 people at the start of January had the Qui-Gon Omicron loaded on. Wow. Now, that is a huge number when you compare it to all the other ones, of course, as well. Starkiller is the only other one that's obviously, a fair bit as well, because there's not many of them. There's only 500 in the game or so. But 57,000 people had loaded it on, and that's pretty crazy stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it kind of shows you why they were probably keen on nerfing it, because it was too free to play friendly, I guess. I don't know. I'll be honest. There's two sides to this. I think some people can make the argument, well, he shouldn't be contending with GLs anyway, and I can respect that perspective. I think it's kind of beside the point though, because whether or not he should be able to contend with GLs is one part of the conversation. The other part of the conversation is he was contending with GLs. And people put this Omicron on because he was contending with GLs. And now they have changed the language of the kit so he can't contend with GLs. And that I want to defend those people and speak up for them. That deserves a refund. It flat deserves a refund.
The comment was that if we got them back, a lot of people would probably put it back on again anyway.
Also,
and that's
besides the point. Also, besides the point.
And that's okay. And that's fine. But at least you have the choice to put it back on or not. Because if I'd feel dudded if I did put it on. Not so much knowing that it took out GLs, but if there was a fundamental change to anything in this game, we have seen a refund. It's happened. Yeah. There's precedence there to do this. And if it doesn't hit a certain benchmark, I don't think that's if the community decides honestly that it does hit that benchmark. I think that it should be done, because if they're going to put it on again, which it sounds like the majority would, because it still, deals great damage, then good on you. But at least you have the choice. You're not pigeonholed to no choice.
Completely. I could not have said that better myself. Well done. Well, everyone give him a round of applause.
I'm fired up. But no, it's definitely a really polarizing issue, and more than I expected, actually. To be honest,
I was surprised at how many people had no problem with this, honestly, and I'm sure that you guys are showing up in the comments already telling me I'm crazy, and so I guess this is fine for some people. I don't get that. To me, like you said, we have seen so many instances of refunds for changes like this. I think change is less significant than this, and so it's really perplexing to me that they would stick their foot in the ground and not refund on this. In this case.
And they're damn valuable. This is the annoying part. You don't get many of them. They're very hard to get. The drop rates in the cantina are trash. Yeah. Unless you bought the pack, or obviously got them in Galactic Challenge along the way. It's a long farm to get one. It's not something that you get every week. So with that in mind, I think that it's probably more important to do that with this type of ability map at this stage in the game. If down the track they're a lot more free and easy to get, then I probably wouldn't worry as much. But at this point in the introduction of this type of ability map, honestly, just do it and give it back to people and say, you know what? If you want to put it back on, go for it. Good on you. But at least you get the choice. Sorry, I'm rambling again.
Okay. I really like this, and we're going to move on.
Cool.
Heinzie, I have a question for you. For you.
Bring it.
What amount of time would you say would constitute as near future?
Oh, I'd say near future, couple of months.
Couple of months. Interesting.
Would I be wrong? What do you think? Am I about that mark, or what do you think?
Good. What about this? Would you say near future would be more than 6 months?
I think 6 months, anywhere between 3 and 6 months would be a near future type window, wouldn't
it? Bit much. So we had the State of the Gearlaxy in September 2021. We were told that we're gonna have 2 phases of this at least, and we've got the next phase is being announced in the near future, as they say in September. Where is the announcement, Heinzie?
I am in angst. Oh, look. Okay. So in the last in the last week, right? In the last week, Cubs, while you've been sitting back in your banana hammock and drinking, virgin daiquiris and all that sort of stuff.
No, it was Coke Zero. I drank nothing but Coke Zero. We got the soda deal. I had a cup and everything.
Warm Dr. Pepper. Okay, moving right along. I've actually farmed up Iden Versio to Relic 7. And I've also taken Boba as well to Relic 8. This is in the last week.
I'm
now
definitely jealous of that.
Now the issue is that gear-wise, mate, I certainly have saved some bits and pieces, but it's taken a huge toll. And I mean, I've been playing this game for a long time, for 5 years like you. And honestly, the gear is starting to run out. It really is. I've got people that, topped out at, even just with Boba, gear 10, gear 11, gear 12. It's really, really starting to become an issue. There are things like, the Mark IV Carbontes now that, you can only get in raids is getting really, really hard to achieve. Something that we never ever worried about before. Getting a character now from around gear 6, gear 7 up to gear 12 is really, really difficult, or it's getting a lot more difficult as well. And when you're adding Kairos in, which were never around before, it's still getting nastier and nastier. So, man, we definitely still need that gear update 2.0. Bring it yesterday. We've got to get this sorted. It's getting pretty difficult.
Yeah, I would like to hear something from them on it. I don't really get too upset if something like this is gonna take a little bit. But where I'm getting a little bit antsy is we haven't heard anything about it. Like, give us an idea of when this is coming. This was a big deal. This post was awesome. We know there's going to be another phase. You said it would be in the near future.
Yeah.
And so what's the holdup? Like, when can we? Where's the expectations? Where should those be for this? And I'm really anxious to see that as well. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. We don't need to talk about it for too long, but I just
no, it's cool.
Still waiting for that phase 2.
We know they're in the office, mate. We got a new character last week, so you can't say they're not out of the office. They're back. So, guys, it's time to let us know what's happening on with our gear because it's getting a lot more trickier than it used to be. Bring it. Let's go.
All right, we're going to jump out of here. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this edition of Rogue Actions. We're not done. We've got another half of the episode over on Heinz's channel. We're going to talk about SWGOH Burnout and the player voice, which you guys will see what that's about. And, of course, our viewers' choice. So, Heinz, thanks so much for joining me, man.
Always a pleasure. Welcome back, Cubs. Great to have you back, baby.
It's good to be here. Love you, fam. We'll see you over in Heinz's video.
So anyway, back to the